everyone, it's Janet Wakeland with remarkablycreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we're going to make another simple card together. This one actually looks like it's not simple, but it really is very, very simple. So let's take a look at all of the elements that we used, and then let's put this card together. First, for this card, I used a greeting set called Sweet Sayings. I'm actually going to turn the one in I make with you today into a birthday card, but this Sweet Sayings is another great stamp set that fills a void in some of the areas. A great Easter set, the peekaboo to someone new. I love the way the fonts are mixed and matched in this. So look for Sweet Sayings in our spring catalog. I'm actually going to be using the birthday greeting from our Rose Wonder stamp set. In addition, I used our labels framelets. It's a series of framelets that are stacked and sized, and I used a larger one for it. I used our hearts texture embossing folder. It's got lots of hearts in it and rows across the front of the card, so I used that. I used our beautiful Rose Garden Designer Series paper, and I actually just did an old-fashioned little paper piecing. I just cut the flowers right out of the paper. So you've got lots of flowers that you can get out of one sheet, so that's great. But it's got this beautiful, just spring colors. And as you know, here on the East Coast, we just had a major snowstorm, so looking at flowers is very refreshing. You can see the beautiful colors in that. And it's not just all flowers. You've got cute little dots and balloons. So you've got some tea party things happening, some baby boy and some baby girl. Green dots here could be a little manly, a little mossy meadow going on. So some banners. So just some pretty, pretty colors. Look at those sweet little ice cream cones. These look amazing with Wink Stella. And of course, all the colors coordinate. So that's our Rose Garden Designer papers. And again, what I did was I just simply took one of the pieces and we're going to paper cut that. So the first step was to take your half sheet of mint macaron and cut it lengthwise. And you're going to texturize the front of it with the hearts being popped up, just like that. You're going to die cut your framelit piece. Let's take our Mossy Meadow ink. Let's grab our Happy Birthday stamp set. You'll see me making a lot of birthday cards because I've decided to jump on the I'm Bringing Birthdays wagon that Shannon West, a Stampin' Up! Staff member, started and has kind of taken it viral. So I've decided to participate in that. So you're going to be watching for my birthday fun all month. I'm doing all kinds of giveaways on my blog and my Facebook page. I'm also sending birthday cards, all kinds of fun stuff, offering a special to my customers, and I launched a new birthday club. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that straight down, and we'll lift it straight up. And I just kind of stamped it where that little piece pushes out, like a half circle look to it. And we'll set that aside and clean that in just a little bit. So then what I also have is our pink pirouette ribbon. And let's just kind of measure 2 lengths here. And I'm just going to put a little adhesive down here in the middle. I'm going to lay those over. They're just going to kind of pop up behind the pieces. Are they in the middle? Yep, close. There we go. I have 2 strips of paper here that are just about 1 inch. Ooh, wrong scissors. You ever used the wrong scissors of your mother's when you were a kid? Not a good thing to have happen if your mom was a seamstress or a crafter, needle pointer. It was a good way to get your fingers smacked when you were little, at least at my house anyway. So now I've got my strips of paper, and I'm going to lay one on here, and it does extend over the top, and then this one just up just a little bit more. So that's the base of my project. I can go ahead now and I can adhere the whole thing to the front of my card, just like that. And now we'll take our wonderful paper snips, and we're just going to come in here and we're going to cut our flower out. Let's get rid of those little brown pieces. I'm not going to fool with all those little tiny pieces. I find that when I cut, a lot of times it's easier to move the paper than my scissors. So you just kind of take the paper, depending on the points and what you're doing. Our paper snips have nice sharp edges, nice sharp points. They're great for doing exactly what they were intended to do, cut paper. And let's just... Normally I would take my time and cut a little bit slower, but just for the sake of television and for the fact that I did not pre-cut and do the cooking show version and pull one magically out of the oven that was cooked in record time. So make sure that you trim it up a whole lot nicer than I'm doing, but you get the idea. And I won't actually secure this one to the card so that I can cut it nicer. So I've got this piece here, and I would bump it up with some dimensionals. But the final thing that I want to do to this card is I want to add our Wink of Stella, and you're probably thinking, enough with the Wink of Stella already. But oh my gosh, guys, it is just such a wonderful finishing touch. First, I went ahead and I added it to all of the hearts. And I did it after the card was layered because in reality, there's no reason to Wink of Stella all the hearts behind here because nobody's going to see it. They're not going to know that it was done, so there's no sense in using it on those areas. So I'm just going to come in here and I would do the whole background piece there. And then I'm going to actually also just do all of my flowers and just add that pretty touch. And here I'm just adding it to where it's the darkest. I'm not adding it over the whole flower. I'm just adding, kind of following the natural shading lines that were created on this piece. And only on the flower. I'm not doing it on the leaves. I just want the flower to sparkle. And then one of the other things that you could choose to add if you wanted to is you could also add a center to the flower with our wonderful little enamel dots, and it would work in the center here. This is yellow, so you could put one of the yellow ones here and one of the mint ones in the center of that flower, and that would be a nice little extra embellishment as well. And then with the dimensional, you're going to want to pop that up and just kind of work it off to the side just a little bit. So there you have a really beautiful birthday card ready to give someone. And again, make sure you're on my mailing list so that you can be receiving birthday cards and a special offer during your birthday month. Make sure you're following my Facebook page and my blog for fun giveaways all month, as well as we launch our birthday club and celebrate bringing birthdays back. Have an awesome day, guys. God bless you.